Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim the Humble Hermit with Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective tarot for today. Today is Tuesday, July 1st, 2025. You may follow me on the the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever does not, just leave it on the table for someone else. We just don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. I go to start the video and I realize I don't have my mic plugged in. And as soon as I like literally, I turn it on and I'm like, oh, I should post those videos as bloopers. They're like 5 seconds long, but it's hilarious. We got Intuitive City Oracle by Rob Barthelman. You can find all of his decks at intuitiveintention.com, My Intuitive Intention on Etsy. He also sells his decks in the TikTok shop. Oh my gosh. Okay, it is like 6:30, 7 o'clock. I don't even know. Last night, I want to apologize. I uploaded the collective last night, the tarot collective. I even brought this iPad that I use just for videos for YouTube to bed with me because I plugged it in and I was going to like check it, make sure it was. Yeah, I didn't check it again. I plugged it in, I left it, I fell asleep. Woke up at 1 o'clock to get ready for work because I had to go into work early this morning. And 1:30, I finally look at the tablet and the one video was still uploading. It was like at 40%. Really, YouTube? Really? You're that busy at like 10 o'clock, midnight? Like you're that busy that it takes 6 hours, 7 hours to upload a video? And it was current. Like the app was current. There was no upgrade on it, nothing. The update, it was updated. So I apologize. I told myself I was going to watch it and then I conked out. Not going to lie. So I'll probably do this, do the same thing tonight. I'll probably take it in the bedroom with me being like, oh yeah, I'll watch it. It'll be fine. Yeah, no, Kim, you know you're going to fall asleep. We got 2 on the table, 3 on the table. Anyway, I apologize that it's not my fault that YouTube is slow for whatever reason, or maybe my internet is slow. Maybe it's both. But I should have checked on it, so I apologize. It's like this one creator I follow. She doesn't really post to YouTube that often. Every once in a while, she'll do like a live. But she'll post her videos from TikTok over here. Sorry, it's just a little cranberry juice with water. She literally is like, I'm sorry it takes so long for the videos to post, but like, guys, she must have like the worst iPad, the worst internet connection. I don't know. But she will literally do a live on a Sunday and name it, like Sunday Fun Day or something, right? And she will upload it to YouTube and it won't upload to YouTube until like Thursday. Either she's lying and she's not uploading them when she says she is, or she's uploading too many videos at once and they're not uploading, or she has the worst connection, or she has shitty equipment. I don't know. But she'll upload it to YouTube and I don't watch her on TikTok. I just don't. Every once in a while I'll catch a live and I'll watch it. But usually I don't. Like I watch her videos on YouTube. And the thing that sucks is she'll do like a Sunday video and you won't see it until like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. She'll do like weekend vibes, right? Like she'll do a Friday video and she'll do a like weekend vibes for the coming weekend. and you won't see it until next Tuesday. How does that help me? How does that help anyone? I like listening to her voice. That's actually why I watch a lot of readers, honestly, because at this point I don't even care about the message half the time. And I literally just sit there and listen to their voice because it's calming in a way, you know? Like, forget about the reading. At this point, like, all the readings sound the same, you know? Whether they are or not. Like, they just sound the same to me. Okay, we got 4 on the table. We got 5 on the table, 1 major, and 1 card in reverse. Let's do 2 more shuffles. We got 6 on the table, 1 major, 1 reverse. Last shuffle. Anyway, I hope you all are having a great day, a great week so far. 7 with bottom of the deck, 2 major, 1 card in reverse. We had 7 cards yesterday in both readings. Is the number 7 significant? Top of the deck is Strength, 5 of Wands, and the Devil. Somebody's wrestling with something. And it doesn't necessarily have to be addictions, right? But somebody is, like, in their head, fighting themselves about something. And Devil energy, it gives, like illusions, misinterpretation, misinformation, miscommunication. Like, somebody's in their head about something, maybe something that they did, something that they saw, something that they participated in, and realizing after the fact, like, oh, well, that was wrong. That wasn't even, you know. Somebody's going through it. That's all I get. Bottom of the deck, bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands. Kind of like passive energy. All right, we're going to set that over there. We've got the Tower, 5 of Swords. We've got Knight of Swords. We've got 3 of Wands in reverse. 3 of Swords. Ooh. 3 of Cups. We've got the Star, bottom of the deck. We had that one yesterday, right? Masculine, feminine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. Whatever this Tower moment is, you need to let it fall. You can't just keep propping it up with bricks and mortar, okay? You gotta let those Tower moments fall. Or I guess play out as they're supposed to, right? Sorry, I'm just making sure the mic is on. That's why I was looking at the little green dot up there. Whatever this Tower moment is, whatever this fall is that's going to take place, really hate that I can't feel my earring in my ear when I have my nails. It's really obnoxious. Whatever this tower moment is, whatever this confrontation, communication, don't react right away. With the Knight of Swords, the Three of Wands reverse, swift action, impatience. Don't react right away. Don't say something you might regret or do something you might regret. With the Three of Swords here, I feel like something's gonna happen. Okay, you know, you're gonna get into a situation. You're gonna be confronted with something. There's gonna be some type of communication, some type of movement, and you're gonna react without thinking, and it's gonna lead to this Three of Swords. It's gonna lead to heartbreak. And not necessarily like heartbreak, like, oh, you like lost love or something like that. Heartbreak, like in realizing after the fact, like you shouldn't have reacted the way that you reacted. And don't get me wrong, everything can be a teachable moment, everything can be a learnable experience, a learning experience, right? I'm just saying you might react in some type of way to some type of situation and really regret it later. Because it's almost like heartbreak for oneself. It's almost like not even necessarily exactly what the situation is about, but in the way you handled yourself, in the way that, what you said, what you did after the fact. Pardon me. Because if you can just kind of step back and take a moment and breathe, let it in, let it out, and just think about what's going on around you, what's happening. I know sometimes it's hard to not get caught up in your emotions, especially when you're like fighting for a cause, or you're fighting for yourself, or you're sticking up for yourself, or you're sticking up for somebody you love, or whatever the case may be. It's hard to step back and just kind of stand there and let it play out and watch. My palm is itching. And this literally could be with anything, guys. It doesn't even necessarily have to be something negative, right? And I'm going to throw a stupid example. I'm going to throw a stupid example out there, okay? You enter to win a giveaway, a free giveaway, okay? And you get a call saying, "Hey, you won. You won that free car. It's $20,000 value. You got to come pick it up. Here, when, right? Make sure you have your ID, make sure you have all, come get this free car." Instead of running on down there, picking up the car, telling everybody like, "Oh, I got a free car. I got a free car. I did, I entered this raffle. I won this free car." Maybe take a moment to step back and be like, "Okay, I'm going to go get the car cuz I won the free car. Like, I'm going to go get it. But maybe I'm not going to tell everybody about it. Maybe I'm not going to take my bestie with me to go pick it up. Maybe I'm just going to go pick up the car and park it in my garage and figure out what I'm going to do with it, right? Because it's a free car. Technically, if you wanted to resell it, you could probably resell it, get cash for it or whatever. Whatever, if you wanted to give it away, if you wanted to donate it, whatever the case may be. But what I'm saying is don't like, hey, I got a free car. Because you're going to hear people in your ear like, oh, you should do this with it, or you should give it to this person, or do this, or do that, or whatever. Take a step, take a moment, park it in the garage, let it sit there for a few days, a few weeks, hell, even a few months. Figure out what you really want to do with it. Have a one-on-one with God, or, whatever. If you don't believe, you don't believe. I'm not going to force you. And come to some type of a conclusion to get you into this energy where you're happy with the outcome and you're doing some good for yourself, for others, whatever the case may be. You're putting good energy out there. Because if you're hasty about it, and I'm going to give you another example of why I use that example. I'm going to give you an example, okay? Because if you're hasty about it, you just go get it. I'm going to do this with it. I don't think about it. I don't need to think about it. And then you end up in this. You feel like this. Like, why did I do that? Why did I do that? So let me give you an example as to why I used the free car example. I got a free car once. When I was married to the ex-husband, my grandparents were still alive, and my grandfather called me, and he said, Kimberly Ann, he said, why don't you and Will come on down to Arizona? We'll fly you down. We'll pay for your flight. And we're going to give you a car. You can drive it back home. Okay? It was a Toyota. It was one of the fancier ones. What is it called? Oh, it was my grandmother's car. She hardly ever drove that thing. She used to drive it to Mahjong. Oh my God, what was it? A Toyota. It was more of a sedan, and it was obviously older because they bought it. They probably bought it, I want to say like early 2000s, somewhere around there. And we were picking it up in 2014. It was the year before the ex-husband and I got married. Will is his name. Shit, what is it called? If I Googled it and looked it up, I would know. But a fancier model, a nicer model, It had leather interior, very nice. So the ex-husband and I and my brother, we flew down to Arizona and we drove back. And we spent like 2 days down there, I think. 2 days, 2 or 3 days down there with the grandparents, seeing them and all that jazz. They were actually moving out of their retirement home in Arizona and into an actual like assisted living. Like they rented a little apartment in this assisted living. And then when they graduated from that, they actually graduated into like a 24-hour care part of the building. But they were moving from their retirement home into the assisted living. And, we actually came home with the car, but we came home with a bunch of stuff. They gave my ex-husband like, my grandfather's like, I think it was like his, like some of his weapons and stuff from when he was in the Navy or something. I don't know. He gave the ex-husband something. And I got my grandfather's frog lamp, which if you guys ever want to see it, I'll take a picture of it. I'll post it. It is one of my favorite things in the world. I loved it since I was probably in my teens is when I first saw it. Um, and I got my grandmother's box of recipes, this old wooden box of recipes. Now, when the ex-husband and I got married, uh actually no, this wasn't in 2014. When did we go down there? Oh, maybe it was. I don't know. Cuz I could have sworn she gave me. Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. When I moved into my first townhouse, she gave me a recipe book where she photocopied, rewrote all of her recipes, and put it into a book for me. But when they were moving out of the retirement home and into their assisted living, like she knew she wasn't going to be cooking. She hadn't cooked like anything like that for years, like her recipes. So she gave me her whole recipe box, and it's one of my treasured possessions, you know, because I don't really give a shit about money, and I don't really give a shit about fancy pan stuff. Like, I want things that you loved. That's what I love. And my brother took home some stuff, all that stuff. Well, when we got home with the car, this is like in February, we drove home. It took us like a couple days to drive home, 2 days to drive home. Um, we got home, we got like an hour away from home and it started snowing. We hit a snowstorm in the Toyota. But we got home and we took the car to the townhouse and we brought it back like a few days later. Uh, and I gave it to my brother. I gave him the Toyota. At the time, he didn't know how to drive. And this was my way of saying, okay, here's a free car for you. Learn how to drive. Because I learned when I was 30, I learned really late to drive. I learned when I was 29. And I got my first car, Annabelle, when I was 29, which was in 2009. So when we got this car in 2014, I gave him the car and I said, learn how to drive. This is for you. This is your car. Y'all, I was never the best sister. I tried, right? I was the older sister. I was 3 years older than my brother. I tried. I did the best that I could. I love him dearly. I loved him. I still love him. Um, there is not a day that goes by that I do not regret giving him that car. And here's why. He didn't learn how to drive. He didn't use that as the momentum to learn how to drive. He waited years, even more. He waited a few more years to learn how to drive. And not only did he not learn how to drive with the car, he turned around and took the car and gave it to my parents, who didn't need the car. They had their own cars. And recently my mother traded in that car to put towards a new car that I don't even know where she got the money to pay for. And supposedly my father's going to have to pay for it. I don't know. All I know is I never stopped regretting giving him the car. And it's not that it wasn't a nice act, right? I would have loved to have given him the car. I would have loved for him to learn how to drive. I would have loved to see him use that car until, he ran it into the ground and then he has to buy a new one. But that's not what happened. He never drove that car. He never used that car. He ended up getting his license and buying a Charger or, one of those stupid muscle manly cars that don't, like, what are you going to do with that? You want to have a wife and kids, but you're going to drive that with a baby in the back seat? I don't think so. And he had a free car. He could have drove that car into the ground, until he had to buy a new one. But no, he gave that car to our parents and then bought a car and had a really big car payment for a long time. Like, make it make sense. There's not a day that I don't regret giving him that car. I should have just kept the car, sold the car for cash. Because even my grandfather told me, he's like, sell the car, You could probably get like 6-8 grand for it. Kimberly Ann. Kimberly Ann. The great giver of life. And I'll never forget, too, when we went to pick up the car, and I had told my grandfather what I was thinking about doing with it, because I still kind of like hadn't decided yet. And he goes, oh, he's like, you're going to give it to Christopher, my brother. And I was like, yeah, I want him to learn how to drive. Like, I'm hoping it'll, And he's like, I think you should sell it. He's like, just take it and sell it, get some money for it, pay off some bills or something. And the funny thing is like, I thought I was being like the good sister at the time, right? And it's like, now looking back on it, I should have just sold it. Like, what was I waiting for? Seriously, what was I waiting for? That's why I use that example. Take your time. Whatever this situation is that you get confronted with and you have to make a decision, you have to think on something, you have to think about it. Take your freaking time. You don't have to jump into anything. You don't have to rush into anything. Again, whether it's positive, whether it's negative, allow yourself a moment to think on it, to decompress, to gather your thoughts, to harness those stoic opinions, right? I don't know where that word came from, but whatever. Because if you take a moment to think about it, if you sit on it, again, whether it's negative or positive, I think it's going to lead to a better outcome for you. Like, you're going to put more thought into it, which means the end result is going to be, pardon me, even if like it's a negative situation, but you take your time with it, it's still going to come out to be a slightly more positive than it could have been. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just going to allow you to be in a better spot. Like, cosmically, if you will. Karmically, if you will. Because again, somebody has the potential to like make a hasty decision, and like it's not going to be the best of outcomes. And wouldn't it be better to just bypass this? Because let's say you are confronted with like, you have to make a decision, and it's kind of like a no-win kind of situation, right? So you have to make the best decision, but it's still not a good decision. Wouldn't you like to try and bypass this as much as possible? I mean, you're already having to make a shitty decision. Wouldn't you like to look back on the situation and be like, I made the best decision I could at the time? Like, I really thought about it. So I would just say, whatever this is, put some time and effort into it. Don't be hasty. And again, like, if whether it's really a car or not, sit on it for a minute. Sit on the information for a minute. Don't get crazy. This readers will always use this scenario. They will always use this scenario. And it's, oh, somebody's going to come in with some information for you, and you're going to make a hasty decision because you're not going to know what to do with it, and it's going to be hurtful and upsetting. Okay, so somebody comes in with some shitty information. They tell you And this is just an example. They tell you that your fiance is cheating on you with your sister. Sit on the information. You don't have to like jump the gun and, beat your fiance. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to, like just sit on it for a minute and think about it. Like what's the best case scenario here? Like what's the worst case scenario? What should I do? You know, if somebody came to me and told me my fiance was cheating on me with my sister or my brother, right? Honestly, I'd probably just pack up my shit and pack up my cats and I'd leave. Or if they were living with me in my place, I'd pack up their shit and put it out in the hallway and be like, "You don't have a home here. Like, go live with my sister or my my brother." I'm not gonna get violent. I'm not gonna like set their shit on fire. I'm not gonna throw their shit out the window into the grass. I'm not gonna, like I'm not gonna do that. And I probably wouldn't even confront them. Honestly, I'd probably just be like, "Hey, I know you're in my sister. Your shit's out in the hall. Don't come back. I changed the locks. See ya. Oh, and tell my sister not to talk to me ever again." Instead of jumping the gun, right? I'm just saying, whatever it is, it might play out better for you if you think about it before you, make any hasty decision. All right. I'm going to leave it there because I've rambled on enough about the car, about everything. So I hope it resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all are having a great day and or evening, wherever the hell you are in this fucking fabulous world. Yeah, I just swore. I'll talk to you later. Bye. I didn't say I was a saint. I said I was healing. Bye.